Hey, good morning. Happy Friday. It is September 19th. We have made it through the week. It is almost the weekend. Excited about that. Yeah, I'm just optimistic today. I do want to, I was kind of thinking in my head how I want to approach this channel going forward, what I want to do. And I think I need to probably brainstorm on that this weekend. So I'm excited to have some time off to do that, get some writing in. I'm thinking about just having some, just various subjects to kind of really hone in on. I just kind of riff, a lot of times when I do this, but I think that's what you have to do when you get started with a project. It's like, dude, just get started. I, I've been thinking about starting, doing something with simple life philosophy for a long time, and I almost got paralysis by analysis, and so being able to just record videos on my way to work, maybe if I'm going to the gym, record a video or whatnot, just fits my schedule so well. And also, I'm not super tech savvy, so editing videos and doing all that is not going to be my thing right now. Maybe in the future, if I can get myself motivated to learn that. However, it's just going to be, I'm just going to do like one take and post it and go from there, and just kind of see the progress and hopefully see the impact and engagement I'm getting, and just kind of alter and try to navigate from there. But I also want to be authentic and real and talk about things that I'm passionate about, talk about things that are on my mind, and share those with the world or whoever's listening, or even no one's listening. Just get them off my chest, and hopefully it just kind of leads me in the right direction, and to kind of figure out where I want to go with this. But I don't want to give up on simple life philosophy. I do want to talk about spiritual subjects. I want to talk about the world. I want to talk about society, culture, because I think we all feel it. We're going through it right now. At least a lot of us are. With the increasing prices of food and rent and gas and insurance. I mean, insurance. It's insane. What they're doing to us. A lot of us. You really. I don't know. It's just a struggle, and I do feel bad. I think there's a lot of people that are doing very well in this economy. I mean, it's basically an all or nothing type of economy where you're either doing really well or you're doing horrible, and it just seems like that separation between the rich and the poor is just getting more and more divided. And I think it's just polarizing our country a little more too, in a lot of different ways. So you just kind of have the haves and have nots. Whereas in the past, I think there wasn't such a discrepancy between the two, such a large difference. And then also, you just didn't have the social media aspect either, where you go online and you see the people posting these lavish lives. Now, granted, some people just do it for the views and the likes and all that, but I mean, it is in your face of how successful people are doing and living, and the planes and trips and clothes and the materialistic things that they're consuming and buying and able to do. It can definitely be in your face, and if you play that comparison game, woo, and it's only natural it's like it's human nature, man. You really have to trick yourself and just evolve spiritually to not let it get to you, in a lot of different ways. So yeah, it's an interesting society that we live in, and I have a lot of commentary on it. But I do want to prepare kind of more on what I say, and I kind of been thinking about maybe just like roasting people or roasting entities and companies and organizations that I feel like are not living that high vibe lifestyle. That's not really contributing to humanity. That's just kind of giving in to our lower selves, to lower consciousness, to the just lower vibes of humanity, and what human nature, and yeah, the lower vibes of human nature, the lower urges. And so yeah, I mean, like for example, Elon Musk is always someone very controversial. I mean, you got to respect his business. He's obviously a very smart man. He wouldn't be as successful as he is, if he wasn't smart. Maybe some people would try to argue that, but I think they have a lot of, maybe a giant ego or something if they don't think this man is smart and, a good entrepreneur. Now, you can argue his ethics and how he views things, because I don't know, I think it's a little bit hypocritical. He talks about caring about humanity so much, about going to Mars and how important that is. um, but it's like, dude, you don't really invest in, it's not like you invest in anything here on this planet. You're trying to get off the planet kind of thing, and I think the whole Mars dream is just ridiculous. I think it's so stupid. I mean, first off, we haven't gone back to the moon since the 60s. And, some people even say we never went to the moon. I'm not going to go there because I do feel like Russia would be calling us out for sure that if we didn't go to the moon. So I think there is some verifiable evidence that we did go to the moon. I think our adversaries would want to call us out for the lies if we didn't. So that kind of makes me think more so that we did go. Maybe some things were fabricated. What those things are, I can't tell you. But anyway, going to Mars, I think, is absolutely ridiculous. First off, we grew up, we evolved on this planet in 1G. We have an atmosphere, we have water, we have resources. I mean, just to be able to live on another planet, not to mention we have a magnetic field that protects us against radiation. There's that. Man, I want to call it Kuiper Belt, but I know that's not it. But there's a radiation field. Like when you get outside the um, the magnetic field that Earth protects us, from the sun rays and other objects and things that be coming our way, and solar winds and whatnot. Again, this is my understanding, my loose understanding, but I definitely have above average understanding of this type of stuff. And yeah, it's you get outside that magnetic field, the radiation. I mean, you get radiated, and I mean, even if you getting on an airplane flying through space, just having that higher elevation, you're getting more radiation than what you are right here on the ground. They say it's like a 2 hour flight is equal to getting an X-ray. So keep that in mind. It's, I think the other disadvantage, like, it's like, all right, if we have all this technology to go to Mars, like, why not send robots? I mean, I know we have the Mars rover and everything, but like, we should be sending robots up there, maybe building a habitat, an ecosystem, biodome or whatever you want to do. But those robots can get to work, and then 50 years down the road, maybe we can go there. The other thing is like, we have the moon right there. Like, if we're trying to go to Mars, like, shouldn't we be going back to the moon first and building some sort of base there and then jump from the moon to Mars? Like, I don't know. It just all seems ridiculous. And then also you just have the distance between Earth and Mars, now granted, because we all revolve around the sun, sometimes that distance is really short and sometimes that distance is really long. Like for right now, I know, because everyone's talking about 3i Atlas, this interstellar object that's going to pass through by Mars. We know that this interstellar object is going to pass by Mars, but we're not going to really have good eyes on it because guess what? Mars is on the other side of the sun right now, and by happenstance, this interstellar object is going to have a very close call, very close um, flyby of Mars, while we really are on the kind of flying blind. But granted, I'm pretty sure we have telescopes and things. We have satellites and, we have objects on Mars as well, the rover and stuff that can probably still track this interstellar object, and maybe get eyes on it. But at the same time, it's like, man, if you put humans up there, there's going to be times, man, where they're so far from Earth where if something goes wrong, they're just SOL. Nothing's going to save them. I think it's a death wish for anyone that would want to go to Mars. I think it's just a foolish and ridiculous idea. I applaud the vision, but I think there's just much more humanistic visions, especially just trying to find balance on this planet, trying to find balance with people, with our resources, and where we're not constantly poisoning ourselves and just have this drill baby drill mentality and these laws and regulations that favor corporate entities that pollute and poison us, almost in a very slow way, because, you're just, what we're doing to people, whether it's poisoning the air. I just, the other day I was reading something about it here in Texas, in Granbury, that there's this, um, I think it's a crypto farm where basically all these batteries and stuff make this humming noise, and it's killing horses and livestock because they build it almost in this like ranch farm area, residential area, and it's killing the livestock of these farmers. It's people are getting sick. Just being close to this is, battery farm for crypto mining. It's just absolutely ridiculous, or server farm for crypto mining. Like, it's just absolutely ridiculous, that we allow these types of zoning, and we allow this types of favoritism towards companies, because when things like this happen and they have raised the complaints, guess what? The lawyers come in. They have funding of our politicians, and it's just, they're doing stuff under the table. All that stuff happens. So it's just sad to where man, I didn't realize I'm going on for 11 minutes here, but it's just sad where the state of things are. And so, and then you have Elon Musk also talking about how the biggest catastrophe right now is the birth rates going down, and I think that's also absolutely ridiculous. Um, you know, a lot of people are struggling. They're making educated decisions about their lifestyle, and trying to live a balanced life. And unfortunately, because of the wealth disparity, and because of the work-life balance that's not really available for a lot of folks, having a kid just doesn't seem feasible. It just seems too stressful, for a lot of people in modern society, just with all the other pressures, all the other stressors, all the distractions, all the poison in the food and the water. Like, it's too much to handle for a lot of folks. And I think it's just disingenuous to call it. And I love how just AI and robotics and things can fix all these other problems, like pollution and all these other things. But oh no, but the birth rates decline. Oh, it can't fix that. And it just makes you wonder. It's like, what's your really motive here? Like, you just want, cheap labor? Is that what it is? I mean, because as a capitalist, you want cheap labor. As a capitalist, you want as many consumers as possible, because then you get to control more. You get to control more, and it's just a sad state. So anyway, I've kind of been thinking about, just talking about specific subjects, specific people, and call them out. And it's not like I think these people are inherently evil or bad, but it's just like you're giving into your human nature a little bit. You're giving into your ego. I think that when people become successful, when good things happen, it's easy for it to go to their head that they're always the smartest person in the room, that they know better than other people. Even if you are very smart, even if you're in that 99th percentile of intelligence, that doesn't give you the right to dictate how everyone else should live their lives. And a lot of people think that way. There's a lot of people that think their genetics, that their family lines or whatnot, or make them smarter and superior than other people. So I've seen it. I've heard those conversations. I know these things happen. These I'm not going to call out any specifics, because I don't want to incite hate, and I don't think it's inherently bad to have pride for your background and ancestors and things. But there's a lot of factors that go towards intelligence, and there's always going to be a bell curve. So even if there's overall maybe some sort of connection there, it's a lot more complicated than that. And you want to act superior and more powerful, so you have more control and power and things. But you just never know, especially with all the chemicals in the air and hormones, and just how it affects the biology of our bodies. Like, you never know, how your child might end up. And it's just, I think you never know how life is going to circle back around. And I think that if you are doing well in life, I think it is your responsibility to help those that are weaker, that need the help, and all that. So that's just kind of my thoughts on it. I did not expect to make this video this long. So if you paid attention, hey, thank you so much. Please like, subscribe, comment, do all the things. I think it really does help the channel. Any type of engagement helps a small little channel like me. So yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Anyway, happy Friday. Have a great weekend. I'll talk to y'all soon.